Hey everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio, this week's Health Kick. And I'm in my Health Kick studio here, and I've been working on it over the last few months. So I finally got my projector working, and this is such a beautiful photograph I want to share with you. And this is a picture of Vijay Palmer. Maybe some of you guys have watching our regular Health Kicks every week would remember him. Certainly members of our practice will know who he is. He is the developer of Chiropractic. And I'll talk about that in a minute, but this is a beautiful photograph to share with you. This photograph is what holistic, vitalistic care is all about. See, the vitalist, which started with Aristotle, okay, there's some history for you, but the vitalist believes that we're more than just a bunch of nuts and bolts. So if you think of the body as like a car, right? We're sheet metal and we got nuts and bolts and we got parts. But if I take, for example, the computer, let's say, out of the car, it doesn't work. So it still looks exactly the same, it still weighs the same, everything's exactly the same, but it doesn't work. So the holistic, vitalistic healthcare practitioner, the chiropractor, believes that there's something beyond the nuts and bolts in the body, and that in order to attain pure health, true health, in order to get the body a living structure to work the absolute best that it can work, in order to do that, our job is to ensure that that little extra something, that vital aspect, that vitalism, right, that extra something other than the nuts and bolts is working in the body as good as it possibly can, hopefully to perfection. So if that is working to perfection, and we understand that the body always leans or tends itself towards health or wellness, that the body's always trying to make itself better. The body's always trying to work on itself to make itself better. If that's what we know to be true, then by making that extra something, what we're going to call innate intelligence, an inborn intelligence, an instinctual intelligence, something that resides within you in all living creatures all the time, that it's my job to make sure that that innate intelligence works as good as it can be, and if I do so, you'll always be healthy. You'll always be healthy. So that's what a vitalist or holistic practitioner works towards. We always work towards getting your body to work as good as it possibly can. So the way we would look at this is, let's say, for example, somebody comes down with pneumonia. Now listen, I'm not saying at that particular moment they may need medical attention immediately. I don't deny that. They'll certainly need holistic care immediately too. But what I mean in identifying pneumonia is the pneumonia wasn't the sickness. He didn't get sick because he had pneumonia. He got sick because the body was weak. And by being weak, it developed pneumonia. You got pneumonia because you were already sick. You got pneumonia because the body was already weak. You got pneumonia because something else was wrong in the body. That's the premise of holistic care. That's what chiropractic is always looking towards, the innate intelligence, the body's loss of its ability to heal or regulate or adapt, the body's ability to not make the right amount of white blood cells, or not control the circulatory system as well, or not control the digestive system as well, or not excrete things out of the body as well, or whatever, respiration, cardiopulmonary function, whatever. All of that, there's a loss. Now, why do I show this photograph and talking about that? Because listen, we could take two cells, put them together, something you can't even see with the naked eye. We could put those two cells together, and that within 9 months, that formulates. Not with any scientific laboratory, not with any type of complicated machinery, that I can take something that I can't even see, this little glob of glump, and mix it together. And because of that extra something, that vital innate intelligence, that there has to be something beyond the nuts and bolts, that once I put that in there, and the body works the way it's supposed to, or those cells work the way it's supposed to, this is what develops. You know, everything works just the way it's supposed to. Now, certainly there might be some genetic challenges for very few people, 1 to 2%, but 98% of us come out perfectly fine, just the way nature intended us to. And it's the job of a holistic doctor a chiropractor to make sure that that works the way it's supposed to. Now, the specific job of a chiropractor is to make sure that these impulses, what your brain is telling your body, what your body is telling your brain, that those signals or messages are getting where they're supposed to. We know that if the spine gets crooked, if the spine gets shifted out of alignment, we know that those nerves are pressed on, those messages don't get there, and at some point, not at that particular moment, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years later, the body will get sick as a result of that loss of nerve impulse, those loss of signals. So my job is to adjust that area and keep it in good alignment throughout the rest of your life. That's the job of a chiropractor. Now, we certainly talk about nutrition and exercise and all those other good things that are really important for the body, and you hear me talk about those every week on Health Kick. But the primary job of a chiropractor is to make sure all those messages are getting there. So we're essentially a dentist of the spine. The dentist says, hey, brush and floss. If you do that, your teeth will last you the rest of your life. You're not going to get gingivitis and cavities and root canals, or certainly you'll get a lot less problems if you take care of them. Chiropractor says the same thing. We're not supposed to have rotten, deteriorated spines at age 28 or 30 or 35 years old. Our spine is supposed to be beautiful throughout our lifetime. And if you get it adjusted and take good care of it, your body will certainly last a lot longer, and the organs and tissues of the body will be a lot healthier if the brain can tell them what to do. This is such a beautiful picture. When we get into birth too, you know, there aren't any deer obstetricians. You know, the oceans are filled with fish. There's no obstetricians that deliver fish. You know, there's birds. I'm looking out the window here. I see birds. There's no obstetricians that deliver birds. You know, we've gotten so lost in the whole aspect of science, and we don't view ourselves as part of nature anymore. We view ourselves as something separate to nature, to animals, to the way life was designed. So all of a sudden, a woman can't even have a baby without being in a sterile environment, without getting shots and needles, and making it convenient for the obstetrician to go play golf that afternoon. It's disgusting. Now, I say that, certainly people criticize, well, if it wasn't for this and this, my baby would have died. I don't deny that for a minute. There are certainly times where medicine is necessary for the health and well-being of the mother and the child. I don't deny that for an instant. But for God's sakes, with the exception of maybe under 1%, that's true. 99% should be able to be born at home or in a very safe setting in case there was a complication, certainly. Now we're at the point where 40–50% or more are C-sections. Now we have to cut an incision in a woman's abdomen. Why do I talk about this when I talk about holistic care? Because I put this beautiful picture up to show you that, listen, you're not going to take 2 cells through the beautiful act of making love to somebody you care about, putting 2 cells together, formulating a baby out of something you can't even begin to see yet understand. In 9 months, this develops without the help of anything. And you think nature forgot to get the baby out? All of a sudden, the nature says, geez, I don't know how to do this anymore. You're going to have to cut your abdomen open. How did mankind survive before all that stuff happened? Now, again, I know there's moments where it's necessary, but folks, look at nature. Look at Innate. Look at Vitilism. In order to be healthy, you have to have a vitalistic, holistic healthcare provider on your healthcare team. You have to. Just like you have a dentist, just like you have somebody that cuts your hair, you have to be seeing a chiropractor. Because listen, any small misalignment in the spine will greatly jeopardize your ability to stay healthy. And that's what I was trying to get to in today's talk. Hopefully I resonated with all of you or most of you in what my message is trying to be conveyed today. Guys, listen, spend time with your family, love up your kids, love the close ones in your life. Remember, always love the ones that look up to you, because someday they're not going to be there anymore. It is always an honor to talk to you guys every week and have you guys tune in to our health kicks. I really appreciate all the kind words. And remember, guys, eat well, exercise, good night's sleep, a lot of water, plenty of rest, guys. Remember, positive mental thoughts play a huge role in how healthy your body can be. And last, but certainly not least, you, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your uncle, your coworker, everybody you know, you have to be under regular chiropractic care. And that means these babies too. Have a great week, guys. I'll talk to you next week.